Hi everyone, my name's Dan Wardrope and I run a digital marketing agency out of the south of England. What we do is we generate leads and we sell leads on a cost per lead basis. So we'll generate the leads for £10, sell them for £20. That's roughly our kind of rule of thumb, and that's what we've been doing for a number of years, and we've generated a lot of leads in this space. But the downside of running an agency like this is that it's an emotional roller coaster, okay? Because sometimes it's like a higher risk, higher reward situation, because the margin between what you generate the leads for and what you sell them for is your profit margin. And sometimes when you write some bad ads, or you know, things are competitive on the ad networks, and it's an expensive time of the year like Black Friday or the holidays or whatever, when a lot of the big players are advertising and pumping a lot of money into the networks, it can be that your profit margins gets much tighter, okay? On the flip side, there is amazing times of the year when you've just absolutely nailed it, and instead of generating the leads for £10, you're generating them for £5, and you're making a much larger margin and everyone's happy. So there's this forever ups and downs, or what I call the emotional roller coaster of running a lead gen agency. And I've experienced this a lot over the years, okay? So I wanted to explain how it works and then what you can do to help this emotional roller coaster, because like anything in life, there are ups and downs, and you have to learn how to deal with them, because it's normal. That's the biggest thing I've learned over the years, that this is normal and it happens to everyone. So there is nothing you can do about it, so you might as well tackle it the best way you can and as fast as you can when it happens to you, okay? So this is kind of like the map of my year, okay? So this might be January, and this might be December, okay? And my emotional levels as a business owner of a lead generation agency goes like this, okay? It might start off high because January everyone's happy with that, and you start going really well because the media prices in January are cheap, okay? So things are going great, and then you start hitting some periods where things go a little bit worse or whatever, and then all of a sudden a campaign goes down and you're not making money, and then all of a sudden you're in the negative, okay? This is happy and this is stressed, okay? All right, so, and then if you're not careful, you can stay, and what compounds this is if you start having problems with some staff, or someone leaves your business, or whatever. There's many different factors that can affect this, and if you're not careful, you can keep this going for a very long time, okay? What you want to try and do is come out of there and go for the usual, and then go back down and pop up and stay high, and then maybe go down again for a little bit longer and finish the year on a high. It's pretty crap drawing, but anyway, you get my point. The fact is that these times here are damaging, and the reality is that it happens more than 3 times per year. So you want to be able to reduce these shaded times, okay? As I said before, they happen all the time to everyone, whether you're a lead gen owner or a business owner that runs the pub down the road, or whether you're selling cars or whatever it is. This happens to everyone, okay? So I've figured out over the years a few things that I do to pull myself out of the rut, and there's a few things that I do. So the first one is exercise. Okay, sometimes you need something to take your mind off stuff, all right? And exercise for me is the best way to do this. Push yourself hard, get a sweat up, get some fresh air, go for a run, go to the gym, talk to people in your gym environment. Makes a big difference, okay? And it's a nice thing you can do that will help, all right? The second thing is sleep. Okay, this is a big one for me. I'm guilty of being a business owner that's on the computer late at night and you know, helping my students or looking at our campaigns and seeing how they're going, and that's the worst thing you can do. Okay, I'm guilty of this. I'm still not great at it, but you should be switching off all devices you know, after 9:30 p.m. You shouldn't be on your phone, you shouldn't be on your computer, you shouldn't be messaging your people or your clients or anything like that. It's just a bad move. And if you can do that and give yourself an hour before bed where you're kind of taking your mind off stuff, you're going to sleep better. Because if you're like me, these thoughts start going through your head, you'll sleep badly, that rolls over to the next day and you can't concentrate, you can't do a great job of work, and before you know it, you've lost a week because you're not sleeping properly. Third thing is podcasts or books. For me, non-fiction, books that are kind of inspirational or podcasts that are inspirational help me. So when I hear stories of people, you know, that have built massive companies, that have a great culture within their businesses, that are doing exceptionally well, and hearing their struggles about their times and their life story about when things felt like it was the end of the world for them, makes me feel better, because if they were having those troubles and they've got this humongous company that's grown into this huge success, and they managed to deal with that, then why can't I? I've got a much smaller scale of problems than they do. The fourth thing is buying a course. As a digital marketer, I always find that if I'm in a rut, I need to figure out something new or try something new. And when I do that, and when I buy a course, it might cost $500, it might cost $1,000, it might cost $5,000. Who knows what that is? But in the digital day and age, we have all of these tools available to us. You know, ManyChat and, you know, Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and so many different ways to share content and be able to you know, reach a lot of people and create a great digital business. And unless you're keeping up to date and educating yourself, then you know, you're going to slip down rather than go up. And for me, I've done this many times. I've bought a new course, I've gone through the content, and it's given me great ideas, and it's like kick-started me towards a new idea that I can implement within my own business. It's been really powerful, and I would recommend investing in education when you can. The fifth thing is a mentor. Okay, this is fairly obvious. I pay James Shrenko at Silver Circle, who's been my mentor for some time. He's a business coach, helps set me straight. So when I'm like worried about 10 different things at once, I can spew all of that out, and he'll distill that down into 2 or 3 things that I need to do immediately that'll set me straight. And that's invaluable advice from someone that's been there and done that before. And you know, you might not want to pay for a mentor, but you might have someone in your life that you can talk to about that, whether it be, you know, your parents or, you know, your partner or whatever. And the next thing that I do that really helps me, and this is a kind of obvious one, but sometimes you procrastinate so much that you don't actually do anything. So the next one is focus. Okay, so once you've been through a few of these things, you've maybe spoken to your mentor and you've got some stuff to do. It's now time to knuckle down and focus on which way you want to go to get you out of that rut, okay? Make that decision and then work your backside off until the point where you've completed those 2 or 3 things that are going to get you out of that rut, okay? Don't mess around. Get into the office, work hard. Don't mess around on social media, do any of that stuff. Just put your head down and work hard. And the last thing is be social. Okay? At the end of the day, your business comes secondary to, you know, your life and your friends and your family. You know, at the end of the day, the most important thing is your friends and your family. So get out there and go out to dinner, invite people around for a barbecue, and try and be a little bit more social and forget about the business for a while. You know, it's counterintuitive to focus, but maybe when you get to the weekend, don't work on the weekend. Take a little bit of time off and enjoy yourself, and you'll find that things start working themselves out naturally. So yeah, that's about it. Really, that's kind of 7 tips that I use, and I guarantee if you go through all of those 7 things and try and work your way out of that rut, then it's going to be a good thing for you. Enjoy.